Hello Virgo, and welcome to your April 2023 astrology forecast. This video is for Sun, Moon and Rising Virgo. Your Sun sign is what you're striving towards, it's what you're aware of. Your Moon sign is more subjective because it's your private and emotional world. And your Rising sign, known also as the Ascendant, is your external world, your personality, and how others see you. So, do watch your Sun, Moon and Rising. If you'd like to book a reading with me, there will be a link down below in the description box, as well as a link for appreciation of these videos. Now this month, Mercury does go retrograde, and Mercury is your ruler. Now Mercury is responsible for technology because it's how we communicate with each other. So emails, text messages, all forms of communication, verbal and non-verbal communication, self-expression. Mercury also rules over travel, especially small distance travel. Mercury also has the ability to rule over anything to do with our ideas and what we are thinking. So that being said, during a Mercury retrograde phase, especially retrogrades as a whole, it likes to take us back into the past. So this is where you could be thinking about the past, or you can have experiences where past experiences can re-enter into your life, like a conflict that you might have had. People from the past can come back into our lives. This is a time where we take a trip down memory lane and we look back in order to move forward. So that's the whole aspect of Mercury retrograde. The miscommunication, misunderstandings is because mentally we are feeling confused. And mentally our brains are offline and we are thinking of past experiences. So we can have conflict arise during a Mercury retrograde phase, misunderstanding, or where people just say something and it rubs us the wrong way. During a Mercury retrograde, we're making appointments, check and double check times, dates. When it comes to information that you put onto your laptop or computer, make sure that you back everything up, reread emails before you send them, reread texts. This is where you can send them to the wrong person. This is because Mercury rules over information. But when it's retrograde, it's where our wires get crossed and things end up either lost or we have technology difficulties. And it doesn't only have to do with your laptop. It can be anything that is rules over technology within your life. So that's important to be aware of. Like, for example, there was a time that I was living in a house, if you're into numerology, that was under the vibration of the number 5, which is Mercury in it. And every Mercury retrograde was the most challenging time in that house because, for one, the fridge, no matter what fridge we had, brand new or old, whatever, went through 3 fridges. Technology difficulties with anything that's electrical, wires get crossed, was giving me a lot of issues there. So it doesn't have to necessarily be laptops and devices. It can be your cell phone. It can be anything that needs electrical power or has technology, can also be affected during a Mercury retrograde phase. If you have to make any trips, check your vehicle before you go off on that trip. So that's just the general idealization of Mercury retrograde, to just be aware of it, so that when we are met with these challenges, they can be frustrating, but we need to understand it is a period of slowing down. It's great for completing stuff, right? So don't, when we get frustrated, we are quick to become more abrasive with others, and this is where we can lead into more conflict during a Mercury retrograde phase. So before we get into that, let's talk about April. On the 3rd, we have Mercury in this 9th house, along with Venus and Uranus, and this is allowing you for expansion. In the 9th house of growth, expansion, and opportunities, especially with Venus there. Uranus is unexpected opportunities, and you might be planning to travel, you might be planning to learn something new. You're looking at also developing your spiritual self, your philosophical self, and taking a journey on understanding yourself a lot better. This is the area of life where we can learn through experience, or even learn something through reading a book or taking up a course, or wanting to travel and meeting people that are different and foreign from us. On the 5th, 6th, we have a full moon in your 2nd house, and this is asking you to reevaluate your finances, to look at your finances a lot more clearly. A full moon is about releasing and letting go. In the 2nd house, it rules over our resources, money, skills, and talent. So what do you need to let go of that's standing in the way in the amount of income you can earn, or anything to do with your lack of belief within yourself when it comes to your skills and talents? This is a great time with this full moon where you can complete something. So if you've been working on something, right, that you wanted to invest in, or you've been studying or learning or wanted to apply for that promotion, you can actually acquire it, because full moons are completion points. So you can actually receive that. But if you're on the other end of it, where you have to release something, might be releasing something that you might be thinking, I'm overspending here. This is where I need to cut down. This is where I can save money. Or this is my skills and talents. What has been keeping me from actually putting my energy towards what I want to have within my life? On the 11th, we have Venus now entering into this 10th house. Venus is about love, luxury, and beauty in the 10th house of career, goals, and reputation. This is where you can appear and also seem more charming and charismatic to others. This is where people are noticing you more, but not just noticing you for how beautiful you are or your looks or how you're dressing, although this can also encouraging you to dress better, where you might decide to buy that outfit or do your hair in a different way. It's about your reputation. So you're enhancing your appearance in order to draw in people. So you might be thinking about doing those things. But not only are you doing that, this is leadership. Others will be calling upon you to lead. So this can happen in a family setting. This can happen in a work setting where people want to talk to you more in order to gain your insight, in order to gain your guidance. Venus allows you to put passion and love into your goals. What are those goals? Look at yourself and ask yourself, what are my goals? What do I want now? What am I going after? Am I going after self-improvement? That's a goal. Am I going on different career opportunities I want within my life? How do I want to create a better life for myself, and what does that mean to me? Those are goals that are personal to you, but this can definitely develop your career. So if you've been studying something, wanting to go after a promotion, wanting to apply for a new job, you can definitely go for it, because Venus is giving you that passion, that love, that creativity to get what you want. You can find yourself feeling very successful with Venus in the 10th, with lots of opportunities coming your way. Remember, it rules luxury. So it rules over finance, but the finance that gives us extra, which is a beautiful part of Venus. When it comes to love, this is where you can, go and be at lots of events with a loved one if you are in a relationship. And if you're single, you might meet someone at events, work events especially. So be prepared for that. On the 19th, 20th, we have a solar eclipse, new moon. And this is in your 8th house of money and finances. And this is very important with the solar eclipse, because come the 17th of July 2023, we're going to have the North Node move into Aries. The North Node is a node of destiny. And this will be impacting your ability to acquire money. Okay? So, but it doesn't only rule over money, the 8th house. The 8th house is a deep house. It rules over sex, death, psychological issues, self-worth, investments, taxes, debts, everything to do with joint intimacy, bonding, everything. Now you, with this North Node moving there on the 17th of July, and you're going to be feeling this energy coming through on the 19th, 20th, depending on your location when the solar eclipse happens. We'll be asking you, hey Virgo, hey, what do you want financially for yourself? Where do you want to invest yourself in? Whether it's energy, time, money. This is about where you invest yourself. Will you reach the reward, the payout? So you will be looking at your relationships, because relationships are investments. So if we are over self-sacrificing in those relationships, then it's not a good investment. Period. And I think that's why the 8th house rules over investments, because it's about where we give our finances, we'll reach the rewards. So basically, if I've been investing with a partner on this business deal and it's a good deal, I will get the rewards on it. If it's a bad deal, I don't get any investment back from it. I'm not getting any reward from it. That money won't pay out to me. It's a loss. The same thing happens now with relationships, where you'll be looking at your relationships and asking yourself that very question. Am I giving? How much am I giving and putting in, and how much energy am I devoting to this? And what am I getting back? What is my return out of this? And that will be personal to you, of what kind of return from a relationship is good for you. Are you getting the acknowledgement? Are you getting the gratitude? Virgos are pretty simple. They want to be acknowledged. They want to feel that when they're being helpful or helping you, that there's gratitude, that you also be of service in a way of, knowing that when they need extra help. And although they're not the quickest to ask for help, but they just want you to know these things, because they're very analytical, because they're ruled by Mercury. So they're like, you should think about it and see that I need this assistance. So you will definitely be moving to deepening your relationships. And relationships that won't go deeper, you will create healthy boundaries and separate from them. Because the 8th house is about contracts too, right? It rules over everything from contracts. It's where we bond and combine and become one. And the 2 ways that we do that is through intimacy, sex. And the next way that we would do that would be through contracts. So we look at all of these aspects and look at how can I be more vulnerable? What do I also need to let go of that's holding me back? The psychological fears and anxieties when it comes to relationship and finance. And that new moon will be solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries will be pointing you to this direction within your life for the next year and a half. So be prepared for that. You're going to get a taste of it, but it officially starts on the 17th of July when the North Node moves into Aries. On the 20th, we have the Sun in the 9th house, and this is great for opportunities, growth, expansion, and wisdom, and really wanting to travel, learning something new, meeting foreign people, and lots of opportunities to go after that, to be feeling motivated to do so. On the 21st, we have a Mercury retrograde until the 14th of May 2023 in this 9th house. So this can create a lot of travel delays. It can bring up some legal elements too. Legal matters can arise during this time, contracts especially. This is a time where you are shifting your beliefs about yourself and others. This time, especially with this Mercury retrograde, I find Mercury retrograde when it's in the 9th house, it's a lot more about wisdom and what you've learned in the process of going forward. But any travel plans, you might find some hiccups there. So be prepared for that. But you'll be shifting your beliefs about yourself and the world around you. This will be a great time to tap into your wisdom from the past in order to help you through challenges. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe and comment down below how you are feeling about the month of April.